Alright, welcome back to another rebuilding video. In this video, I'm going to be rebuilding DC Trident. So this roster is not that good as well. We have a couple swimmers like Bailey Andison, Alex Aloof, Leanna Mack, and on the men's side we have Andreas Zayos, Mark Nikolaev, Tommy Cope, Zach Harding. So a couple of, I would say, like role swimmers, not necessarily star swimmers, but we could definitely rebuild this team. So my goal for this video is to try to win a championship within 3 years. So I think within the first year is to just blow up the team and try to trade all my best swimmers for assets like draft picks and stuff, and then try to build through the draft. Work through free agency, and then try to make some blockbuster trades within the second year. So we can try to be like a playoff team in the second year, and then the third team is just try to go all in and win a championship. Looking at the power rankings, we are in last place with the New York Breakers and Tokyo Frog Kings, so not expected at all to win at all. So, and hopefully we get that land at #1 pick. So let's see how that goes. All right, so looking at this roster, we have a lot of okay swimmers. Like I said, I think what I'm going to try to do is try to trade anyone here on the table is tradable. So like maybe like the Loof. I do want to keep like Bailey Andison and Mark Nikolaev, and then people like Leanna Mack or Zach Harding, Camden Murphy. I'm gonna try to trade for. So let's think about some trades that we can try to do. All right, so the first trade I'm gonna try to do is try to trade Leanna Mack, Alexandra Duluth for Alexandra Torniski. Oh, I'm saying that right, but definitely not. And then Emily Beckman and a 2020. Let's go. I'm gonna change it to 2024. Let's go with a 2024 worst pick, and let's see if they accept this offer. Okay, so they're interested, but they want another asset in trade. So maybe I can try to trade for like another swimmer with lower trade value. So maybe like Kira Smith. So let's try that. Okay, they're still not interested. So maybe try to take out this worst pick, and then maybe I'll try to trade a different swimmer. So maybe like Susanna Jacobo. So let's try that, and then maybe we'll put back in that worst pick from 2024. So let's see if they accept this offer. Okay, and they accept that trade. So now we have 2 new swimmers on the team in that worst pick as well. All right, so I want to see if I can try to trade Andreas Vizayos and this swimmer. Not even try to pronounce that name, for James Guy, Simona Spidless, and this 2024 worst pick, so with Energy Standards. So let's see if they accept it. Okay, and they accept that offer, so now we have more draft picks and new swimmers. All right, so I just simulated to our first match, and yeah, so this is the lineup I'm gonna be rolling with. I mean, there's not that many good swimmers here. We have like Ryan Hoffer, who was like the 2nd pick overall in the 2021 draft. Cody Miller here, Jacob Pebley in the backstroke. Our new acquisitions, Emily Beckman, I believe that's how you say it. And yeah, so nothing really interesting. Bailey Andison, who's probably our best swimmer here, swimming in 2IM. And then our relays are not going to look that great as well. So I'm expecting to be really bad in the simulation. So yeah, so that's going to be it for the lineup. So I'm going to save this lineup. All right, so our first match, we are going up against the Toronto Titans and the Aqua Saturnians and Tokyo Frog Kings. And let's take a look at the match projections. So we're only projected to get not even above 300 points, while the Aqua Saturnians are projected to go almost 600 points. So yeah, not looking very good. But obviously, we want to get that draft pick as high as possible. So I just want to see how we do at the end of match 1. And yeah, so we finished in the bottom with not even 300 points, and yeah, so not much. And Vladimir wins MVP. Looking at the box score of that match, I mean, our highest score was Mark Nikolaev with 31 points, and where did he score 19 points in the 50 backstroke? And then our next highest score was Tatiana Beganov. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but with only 18 points. So yeah, we're gonna need to really build this roster up. So I'm gonna simulate the right end of the regular season and see how we. And I mean, you already know what's gonna happen, but yeah. At the end of the season, Caleb Dressel wins MVP. Rookie of the Year goes to Reagan Smith. Most Improved goes to Tikahosu. And then Coach/Team of the Year goes to Jason Lezak of the Cali Condors. And then the All-ISL teams, I don't really expect anyone from our team to make it. So, yep, and no one makes it from our team. And looking at our stats, we have Mark Nikolaev leading the way with almost 27 points a match. Also, that's not a lot of points, but it is what it is. We have Leona Mack, Bailey Andison, Felipe Silva, and Tinqua as well. And let's see who else is leading the way. Yeah, I mean, not much scoring from our team, but overall, I mean, like some of our overalls like went up for some of our swimmers, so that's kind of cool to see. Draft picks, we do have, our draft picks. We also have Energy Standard's worst pick and Iron's pick, and our eyes are set on Kate Douglas, or if somehow we don't land #1 pick, which I doubt we don't, we could take Maggie McNeil. If we could get both, that would be pretty insane. But the transaction for there are a couple of trades that went down with Shane Ryan getting traded to New York Breakers. There are some of our trades right here, as well as Melody Comerford getting traded to the Titans for Kelsey Wog, and then Apostolos Christou to the Tokyo Frog Kings for Richard Bohus, and a couple of other signings at the beginning of the season as well. And then looking at the standings as well, we were dead last. I don't think we won a single match, or I don't think we got dead last in all 6 of our matches. So, and then obviously Cali Condors and London Roar Energy Standard are fighting for the top for the ISL final. All-star participants, we have Soystrom and Dressel leading the way, and I'll be really surprised if I see anyone from our team make it. So let's take a look. Oh, we do get Mark Nikolaev, so that's kind of cool. And it looks like he's the only one that actually made the team. So that's that. All right, so now I'm at the wild card match, and so this basically determines who makes it to the playoffs and who gets eliminated from playoff contention. So here we're facing the Tokyo Frog Kings, Team Iron, and New York Breakers. And let's take a look at the projections for this match. Projected to finish dead last as usual, and that's kind of what we want, because if we lose this match, we basically get landed #1 overall pick. So let's simulate it. And at the end of the match, we do end up losing, so we do end up winning the first overall pick, which is just what we wanted. So can't wait to see how we use that pick. And so now I'm going to simulate the rest of the playoffs, and then now on to the offseason. All right, so now on to the 2023 offseason, and here I'll take a look at the box score for the final, and here you see Energy Standard won the match, with Caleb Dressel winning Finals MVP with almost 100 points, followed by the Cali Condors in second, and London Roar in third. So in retirements, we have a lot. We actually have like a bunch of people retiring from our teams: Frida Osman, Ryan Hoffer, Jay Littleland, Zane Grothy, Zach Apple, and Felipe Silva. So we got to make up a lot of talent on our roster. All right, so let's do entertainment, and let's do Leona Mack, Bailey Andison, Tinqua, Medic Rose, Beckman, and on the men's side, let's do Nikolaev, Cody Miller, Kenan Murphy, Pebley, Harding, James Guy, and Simonas Billis. So that's 12 right there. And then, I don't know how to say that name, Tenakova. And also, at the end of the season, I also signed Tatiana Schoonmacher, even though we didn't even use her at all, but just why not? So that's 14, and Anna Hopkin will be number 15. So that would be my 15 here. And then we take a look at the other people that are not retained. We have Ariana Tidmus is here, and Justin Ress as well. Vinny Lanza, Maddie Wilson, Tessa Splucha, Michelle Coleman. A couple of really good names here. And who else is here? Paige Madden, Tommy Cope, that's our swimmer. And then, so those are some of the big names. All right, so now on to the ISL draft. And with the first pick overall, it's a no-brainer. Obviously, I want her as my franchise swimmer, so we're going to draft Kate Douglas. All right, so now with the third pick, and the Tokyo Frog Kings actually just took Maggie McNeil, so we can't get both of them. So next pick, I'm going to take Carson Foster, who Justin actually went pro. So I gotta make him to the draft class. So let's take Carson Foster. Next pick. This is a bit of a tough choice. I have 9 females and 8 males, so I might think about taking like Hugo Gonzalez, but we obviously just took Carson Foster, so I'm gonna pass up on that. So I'm actually gonna take Taylor Ruck, who can swim like the middle distance, freestyle, and backstroke. So let's take her. All right, next pick I'm gonna take Justin Ress, so we can get some freestyle sprinting. All right, so I'm gonna try to make a trade with Energy Standard. I'm gonna trade Leanna Mack, Tinqua, and then a couple of picks, and then Zach Harding, and then for Energy Standard's best pick in 2025, and Mary Sophie Harvey. So let's see if they accept this offer. And they accept that offer. So now we have Mary Sophie Harvey in that best pick. All right, so back to the draft, and I do need a backup breaststroker, so I'm going to take Fabio Scazzoli, so it can kind of be like the backup breaststroker to Cody Miller. All right, and then next pick, I'm going to pick up Catherine Savard, so we can get some butterfly depth. And so that's going to be the last pick I'm going to make, so let's go to free agency. All right, so now this is what our roster looks like after the draft, and here we have a couple. I did draft a couple of the swimmers, but I drafted Catherine Savard so we can get some butterfly swimmers. And then I also drafted Jake Foster, so Carson's brother, so that's kind of cool. All right, so now on to free agency, and there aren't obviously not a bunch of good people or great, amazing people that stand out to me, but we could just use it to try to build up the depth of our roster. So I did make some couple signings here, so I offered Imogen Clark so we can get like a breaststroker. I got Brianna Throssell an offer, and then Lewis Burris so I can get some freestyle relay depth, and then Meg Harris and Meddy Harris so we can get some backstroker and another freestyler for our relay. So I'm going to simulate to the next day and see who signs with us. So after day 1, we get Imogen Clark and Lewis Burris and Meddy Harris. So let's get all 3 of them. And then a couple other notable signings. Not really. We do lose that on Akira Smith, who was our former teammate, but I didn't really think I wanted to bring her back anyway, just because we already have enough breaststrokers on our team. All right, so now day 2, and here I'll take a look at my offers that I made. So yeah, I had Brianna Throssell or Meg Harris as our 2 original offers, and then the day 2 offers that I made was Ligoria's Kappas, so I can get some like a 200 butterfly or 400 IMer. And then Brooks Curry, because, I always get them in every single rebuild. And then Rusike Irie to kind of get like the 100 and 200 backstroker that we need. So those are my offers. And then let's simulate to the next day. And then after day 2, we get Brianna Throssell, Rusike Irie, and Kappas. So let's get them on our team. All right, so now day 3 of free agency. And I don't think I'm going to make any offers for this day. So I'm just going to keep the 2 offers that I have, Meg Harris and Brooks Curry. So let's simulate to the next day. So we do get Brooks Curry after day 3, but we don't get Meg Harris yet, who is our second offer. So let's just wait another day and hopefully we win the sweepstakes. All right, so now day 4, and I'm still at that 1 offer with Meg Harris, but if we end up getting her, because she has 5 offers, so if we end up getting her, then that's cool. But if we don't, then it is what it is. So I'm just going to skip to the end of free agency if we don't get her. So let's hope we get her. And now she signs with the Toronto Titans. So yeah, so that's going to be it for free agency. I'm going to skip the free agency, and then we'll go on to the 2023 season. All right, so looking at the match projections, we are 4th in the power rankings, and the Toronto Titans are actually the favorite to win it, followed by Energy Standard and the Tokyo Frog Kings. So, and we also have Energy Standard's I think it was 2025 pick. So if they end up doing like worse or something, then that trade value, we can use it to make a blockbuster trade or something. So yeah, hopefully they do worse, and we get that trade value of that pick to go up. So yeah. All right, so this is a lot I'm gonna be rolling with. So I have Kate Douglas, Groves, and 100 Fly, and Camden Murphy and Vinny Lanza. And about Kate Douglas, like, she can pretty much swim any event. I can throw her on like a relay, I can throw her in the 50 free, 2 IM, 2 breast, 100 fly, and even in the 100 backstroke, she has like a really good time, or 100 backstroke, sorry. And then, but yeah, so back to our relay. So we're back to our lineup. We have Taylor Rugg, Sophie Harvey, Bailey Andison, and then Schumacher, Tednikova, and Cody Miller, Jake Foster, and the 2 breasts. Our 4 free relay, I decided not to put Kate Douglas in just to preserve her for the 2 IM. So it's not as stacked as it could be, but you know it could be worse. So 50 free, I have Campbell, Hopkin, Burris, and Billis, and then Douglas, Harvey for the 2 IM, along with Carson Foster and Vinny Lanza. 50 breaststroke, I have Imogen Clark, Temnikova, Suzgoli, and Miller. Our relays for the men is okay, but not like the greatest. We have Billis, Curry, Armstrong, and Burris. And then our B relay kind of falls apart a bit. And then 50 backstroke, I have Medi Harris, Sophie Harvey, Nikolaev, Justin Ress. And then 4 free, I have Titmus, Kappas, James Guy, Carson Foster. And then our 4 medley relay are, I think they're really stacked with Harris, Schumacher, Douglas, and Ruck. And then on the men's side, Nikolaev, Scazzoli, Murphy, and Ress. 100 free, I have Taylor Ruck, Kate Douglas, Justin Ress, Burris. 2 fly, Throstle, Groves, Carson Foster, Lanza. 100 back, Harris, Harvey, and then Nikolaev, Ure, and then Bailey Andison, Kate Douglas, and 100 IM with Vinny Lanza, Andrew Loy. And then 100 breaststroke, Schumacher, Tednikova, Scazzoli, and Miller. 50 fly, I have Douglas, Beckman, Murphy, and Lanza. 2 free, I went with Titmus, Throstle, Carson Foster, and Brooks Curry. And then our mixed medley relays are solid, but they're not like the greatest, just because I don't want to I want to preserve fit for the skin. So I'm not going to put in Kate Douglas. I'm not going to put in Justin Ress or something. So I'm going all in on the skins because that's obviously where the most points are. So, and then the 400 IM, I have Bailey Andison, Sophie Harvey, and then the Foster brothers with Carson and Jake. So that's the lineup I'm going to be rolling with for the season. So let's see how we do in this first match. All right, so I'm going to simulate the first event. And so that's where we have Kate Douglas in this first event. So let's see how she does in her very first race. And yeah, she wins the event with a 55.18. So that's really fast, Sam. Already see we're actually in the lead by 1 point. So let's see how we are projected to win this match. Possibly, no, we're still not the favorites. We're not even favorites by at all. So yeah, so my expectations for this season is maybe to try to make the playoffs. If we can make the ISL final, that would be insane. But my expectations are not that high yet. So let's see how we do the rest of this match. And I'm simulating to event number 2. And Caleb Dressel just destroys everyone in this field. And we get 5 and 8 in this event. So I'm going to skip to the end of this match, and then let's see how we stack up. All right, so at the end of the match, we get last place, just like old times. But yeah, so Energy Standard won the match with Caleb Dressel getting 115 points. Like that's absolutely insane. But Kate Douglas, who I said was going to be like the franchise swimmer of this team, had almost 70 points from in this match. So let's see how she did. Yeah, she had a huge jackpot right here with 15 points, getting 200 IM, 206.13. It's not a bad time for in season. And then how'd she do in the what else did you swim? I think she swam like the 100 free. Let's see. She did okay. I mean, she got 4th place with 51.83, not bad, and then 100 IM. She finished 5th as well. I mean, not bad numbers for her. And she also won the 50 free skin, so that's pretty impressive. Yeah, so that's that match. So I'm gonna simulate to the end of the regular season, and hopefully hopefully this trend of getting last place in this meet doesn't stand up. So yeah, let's simulate to the end of the regular season. All right, so at the end of the season, Caleb Dressel wins MVP. Rookie of the year goes to Meg McNeil, so this time it's not Kate Douglas. Most improved swimmer goes to Fabio Scazzoli, so our swimmer that we drafted, I think, during the ISL draft, so we ended up getting most improved swimmer. And then Energy Standard gets GM and Coach of the Year. All ISL teams, we actually get Kate Douglas on the A relay, so that's cool. And then anyone else from DC Trident from here? Doesn't look like it. Looking at the standings, we were really disappointing this year. I was really expecting to be around the where we projected, like which was like the 4th seed or 5th seed, and we end up falling to 8th place. So not necessarily looking that great. We could still make the playoffs and maybe make it like another magical run, but 8th place is, I didn't really expect to be that bad. And then looking at the stats, we had Kate Douglas leading away with around 66 points per match. So again, a really good gem with the franchise somewhere right there. And then Mark Nikolaev was, I think, second leading scorer with about 22 points per match. Or actually, it was Medi Harris with 25.6. But yes, and then Taylor Ruck, Mary Sophie Harvey, and then Lewis Burrs and Cody Miller. So we're really good for our team. And then also along with Carson Foster, and Schumacher and Cazzoli, also having really good numbers as well. Looking at some trades that went down during the season, so here's Tokyo Frog Kings trading Kelsey Wog and Maddie Wilson to the New York Breakers. So I think the New York Breakers won that trade right there. And then Zhang Hua and Grant House, the Cali Condors, for Oleg Kostin and Chase Kalish. And then Ryan White as well getting traded to Team Iron. And then Willa Cone, Lewis Clarbert as well. So a couple interesting trades that went down. Looking at the All-Star participants, we have Maggie McNeil and Caleb Dressel getting the All-Star captains. And then looking at the rest of the people, Kate Douglas gets there. And let's see if any other DC Trident. Mark Nikolaev makes it. And then Taylor Ruck makes the last spot for the All-Star participants. So now on to the wild card match. So we are facing the Team Iron, Aqua, and then the New York Breakers as well. So hopefully we can win and try to progress up to the playoffs. And if we don't do that well, then I guess we can go up in the draft. So it could be a win-win situation. I'm also thinking about making a trade with. I have all these draft picks as well, and looking at this draft class as well, we have a lot of really good swimmers on here too. So, I think I might make a blockbuster trade like right before the trade deadline right here. So we'll see what happens. All right, so now I'm at the wildcard match. So I'm gonna simulate the entire match at once, and hopefully we get lucky and win. And at the end of the match, we did not win the match. Team Iron did by 13 points, but we did end up advancing to the playoffs, which is good for us. But we were the last seed of the playoffs. So the Aqua Saturns and New York Breakers got eliminated, while Kate Douglas was the second leading scorer with 60 points per match. So that's awesome. All right, so I'm going to try to making not really a blockbuster trade, but like a big trade. I'm going to trade 3 worst picks, the 3 of them that I acquired, along with one of my picks, and Bailey Andison for this Tokyo Frog Kings 2026 best pick, and then Leah Smith as well. So let's see if they accept it. Okay, and they agreed to that offer. So now we have Leah Smith. All right, so now on to the playoffs, and I'm not really sure what to expect. I don't really expect to win the championship, but it is what it is. So let's just simulate it, and we'll see where we are at the end of the playoffs. All right, so I just simulated to the end of the playoffs, and here we see that we did not make the final. I mean, to be honest, like we lost all our matches, and it did not go well at all. So yeah, looking at this roster, it looks like we're gonna have to make some big changes in the offseason. Obviously, I'm gonna keep Kate Douglas, Medi Harris, Nikolaev, Cazzoli, Taylor Ruck, and the rest of the roster, I got to think about what trades I want to make and, to build up this roster. All right, so now we have the ISO final with Iron, Energy Standard, Tokyo, and Cali Condors. So let's simulate this match. And this year, it is Energy Standard that actually comes out on top. And then Caleb Dressel wins MVP with 82.75 points per match, or in this ISO final. Now on to the 2024 offseason. Summer retirements, we do lose Kate Campbell, but no major names on our team. Vladimir Morozov retires, Chad Leclos, Katika Hosu. All right, summer entertainment. Let's bring back Douglas, Harris, Taylor Ruck, Schumacher, Sophie Harvey, and then let's go Nikolaev, Scully, Carson Foster, Lewis Burris, Camden Murphy, Cody Miller, and then so that's 4 more spots left. So let's think about what we want to do here. I'll take Justin Rest back as well. and then we can go Titmus, Matty Groves, and then I guess we can bring back Leah Smith. So that'll be my 15 here. And let's take a look at some of the other names that were not retained. So no big names. Duncan Scott's a big name, so could possibly try to get him, but I doubt we get him. Tessa Saplucha, Vinny Lanza. Well, that was our swimmer right there. And then, yeah, so no notable names. Drew Kibler, Luke Kroon, and yeah, so biggest name is probably Duncan Scott here. All right, so now we are at the ISL draft, and it's actually a lot of really good names here. I didn't even notice that Abby Weitzel was not retained here. So I do want to get her, but I also do want to get Luca Orlando, who is a really good butterflyer, backstroker, IMer. So I'm probably going to take him. And you also see the second pick overall, Alex Walsh. That would have been really cool if I got Douglas and Walsh on the same team, but couldn't get him. All right, so I'm going to try to make a blockbuster trade right here. I'm going to trade Sophie Harvey, pick number 15, Energy Standard's best pick in 2025, this Tokyo Fraud Kings best pick as well, Matty Groves, and this 2025 worst pick for Summer McIntosh, pick 93 and pick 85. So big trade right here. If we can get this to go through, that'd be amazing. So let's see if they accept it, and they do accept it. So now we have Summer McIntosh on the team. All right, so now with my next pick in the draft, I'm going to go take Duncan Scott, who's actually still on the board. So we do need him, so let's get him. Next pick in the draft, I'm going to take Anna Ehlert. So we do need an extra brushstroker because we only have Tatiana Schumacher. So let's take Anna Ehlert. All right, so I'm going to be making another trade here. I'm going to make a trade with the New York Breakers. I'm going to trade this best pick in 2025, which has a lot of value, for David Popovich, Maddie Wilson, and then pick number 89 and 71. So let's see if they accept this offer. And they accept that offer. So now we have more people on the roster, David Popovich and Maddie Wilson. All right, so now back to the draft. Next pick I'm going to make is Isabel Ivy. So let's get him. And then with our next pick, I'm going to take back Leanna Mack, so our former teammate that we traded away. So let's actually bring him back. And then with my next pick, I'm going to take Vladislav Greenev, so we can get some relay depth. And then next pick, I'm going to take James Guy, so I can bring back our former teammate. And so that's going to be the last pick I'm going to make for this draft, so might auto-draft the rest of the team. All right, so now on to free agency, and right now I'm looking at my roster. I'm really content with how much we built up this roster. Douglas, McIntosh, Harris, Ruck, and then also drafted Anna Ehlert, Maddie Wilson, who I traded for, Leah Smith, Isabel Ivy, and a Hopkin. And then on the men's side, we have Nikolaev, Casoli, Carson Foster, David Popovich, Louis Burris, Karen Murphy, Cody Miller, and I drafted Luke Orlando, Duncan Scott as well. And then also have James Guy, Jake Foster, who I bought back from the draft, and Hunter Armstrong. So this roster is looking really good. And so now free agency, I already have most of my roster filled out. I did make a couple offers on the first day. I made an offer to Tess Shooten, Meg Harris, Brooks Curry, and Tom DeBoer. I might simulate like 2 or 3 days. And after the first day, we actually get Meg Harris now. And we also get Tom DeBoer. All right, so I now submit to day 3 because day 2, none of the 2 swimmers that actually signed. And Brooks Curry actually signs with the New York Breakers, and Tess Shooten signs with the Aqua Centurions. So, yeah, we do mess it up on both of them. All right, so now day 4 free agency, and I think I'm done with free agency. I don't think I need to sign anyone because I'm pretty content with my roster now. So this is what my final roster is going to look like. And yeah, I mean, no one's going to beat this team, right? Looking at the power rankings for this year, we are the favorite, as we should be, by over almost 150 points. Actually, yeah, around that much. But yeah, over the Aqua Centurions. So they're going to be our biggest competitor, along with the London Roar and Energy Standard. Yeah, and then hopefully so we don't choke. All right, so I just submitted to our first match, and this is what that's going to look like. So here we have Kate Douglas and Catherine Svard, 100 fly, Orlando and Murphy, and then Taylor Ruck, Maddie Wilson for the 2-back, along with Bailey Foster, and then Anna Ehlert, Tatiana Schumacher, Miller, and Foster, the other Foster brother, and 2 breasts. And then our free relays look really good. We have Taylor Ruck, Maddie Wilson, Hopkin, and Mack. I'm going to save Kate Douglas for, where did I put her in? I'm actually going to put her in 50 freestyle, so I'm going to make a change in that. And then I'm going to put Anna Hopkins as well. And then Lewis Burris, Tom DeBoer in the 50 free. Summer McIntosh, Isabel Ivy, along with Orlando Foster. And then 50 breaststroke, Elint, Schumacher, Scazzoli, and Cody Miller. Men's relays, we have Popovich, Burris, Greenev, and Armstrong. So that's a really good 4 right there. And then we have 50 backstroke, Matty Harris, Lana Mack, Mark Nikolaev, and Justin Ress. In the 4 free, we have McIntosh, Titmus, James Guy, Carson Foster. And then our medley relays look really good as well. We have with Harris, Elint, Douglas, and Ruck, and then Nikolaev, Scazzoli, Orlando, and Popovich. So I'm really excited about those relays. And then day 2, we have Taylor Rock, Kate Douglas, Popovich, Ress for the 100 free, McIntosh, Savard, Orlando Foster for the 2 fly, Matty Harris, Wilson, Pebley, Mark Nikolaev for the 100 back, Douglas, Ivy, Scott, and Greenev for the 100 IM, Elint, Schumacher, Scazzoli, Miller, and then Max, Savard, Orlando, and Murphy for the 50 fly. And then 2 free, we had Wilson, Titmus, Popovich, and Duncan Scott. So I'm not going to put Carson Foster in the 2 free, along with Summer McIntosh as well. So, I want to preserve her. I want to preserve for the 400 IMs, so they're not coming off that tough double. So, yeah. And then for the mixed medley relay, we have Nikolaev, Elint, Douglas, Ress, and then Harris, Schumacher, Guy, and Burris. And then you saw in the 400 IM, McIntosh, Leah Smith, Carson Foster, and Jake Foster. So that's going to line up I'm going to be rolling with. So let's go to the first match. Alright, so let's simulate the first event and see what happens. Kate Douglas gets the win with time of the 55.59, and we are in the lead. So that's what happens in the next event, the men's 100 fly. And hopefully we can get like a nice 1-2 finish, and we do with Luca Orlando and Kate Douglas. And so let's simulate to the halfway point of the match, so event number 20. And at the halfway point, we are actually up by almost 100 points, so around 80 points. So, and then we have Kate Douglas and Summer McIntosh leading the way as the 2 leading MVP candidates for this match. So let's take a look at the relays. And so we had a 2-4 finish here, and then a 1-5 finish here. So our medley relays look really good. And then we have Carson Foster and James Guy as well. Summer McIntosh almost setting a world record here. I don't know what the world record is, but that's a really fast time, and a big jackpot right there with Titmus and McIntosh. And what else happened? We won the 4x1 free relay as well for the men's, and our breaststroke looks pretty solid. We have Fabio Scazzoli, and then Summer McIntosh just couldn't get the win in 2 IM, and then Carson Foster as well. And Luca Orlando, Kate Douglas in the 50 freestyle. That was a good move because she'll get a big jackpot right there. And I think that's actually where we started pulling away here. So, all right. So now I'm gonna skip to the end of the match and let's see what happens. And at the end of the match, we end up winning the match by almost 100 points, 509 points. Kate Douglas wins MVP with 69 points. And Summer McIntosh as well with 58 points, was 4th overall. Yeah, so we look really dangerous to this team. So I'm really excited to see what this squad can do for our team. And so I'm now going to simulate to the end of the regular season and see if we can go undefeated. All right, so at the end of the 2024 season, Caleb Dressel wins MVP for the 3rd time. Rookie of the Year goes to Destin Lasco for the New York Breakers. Abby Weitzel wins Most Improved for the Aqua Centurions. We almost picked up. And then the DC Trident get GM/Coach of the Year, so that's us. All ISL teams, here we have Douglas on the A team. And who else do we have here? Summer McIntosh. Yes, Summer McIntosh makes it on the B team. And then on the C team, we don't get anyone else. Doesn't look like it. Looking at the standings, we are actually perfect overall. So we won every single match by almost 40 points per match. So pretty insane. So this team was absolutely cooking on all cylinders. And then looking at our team stats, Kate Douglas was an absolute monster, almost 81 points per match. And then Summer McIntosh was kind of like the secondary scorer with 49 points. Mark Nikolaev was 24 points. And then I think Carson Foster was our third best scorer with 30.7 points per match. So that was pretty insane. And then, yeah, kind of looking at the stats here, Summer McIntosh was 9.8 from the 400 IM. 2 IM, she was 10.5. 2 fly, 11.7 points per match. And then Kate Douglas was insane, 15.5 points per match in 100 fly. And then 50 free, she averaged 27 points per match. So that's pretty insane. And then looking at some of the transactions that happened, there were a couple of trades that went down. Kyle Pumputis for Thomas Parabonio. Finley Knox was traded. And then Kasper Slikowski as well. Jeremy Desponch. So a couple small trades right there. Looking at the All-Star participants, we have Maggie McNeil and Caleb Dressel as the two captains. Kate Douglas was almost a captain. Second in voting for the women. And Summer McIntosh is here. Let's see if we had to get any other New York Breakers. Mark Nikolaev and Carson Foster make it. Anna Elent and Taylor Ruck as well. And Luke Orlando. Alright, and so that's going to be the regular season. Now I'm going to simulate to the playoffs. And hopefully we can, I mean, I'm not going to be hopeful, but like, I know we can make it to the playoffs. So we'll simulate to the ISL final. And let's see if we make it. Alright, so after the playoffs, we are, just like I said, in the #1 seed. Although we didn't actually win all 3 of our matches. We did drop 1 match, so we actually tied with the Cali Condors, but we are the #1 seed. So we don't have to play in the play-in tournament, so now onto the ISL final. Alright, so in this match we have Energy Standard, DC, Cali, and then the London Roar. So might be a tough match between London and Energy Standard, and even Cali Condors, but we'll see how this goes. Alright, so now I'm going to skip to event number. Let's go to event number 11. So let's go to there, and then we'll see where we are. And we are in the lead now. Summer McIntosh with a big jackpot, 203.09 and 200 IM. That's pretty fast. And then also a 1-2 finish with McIntosh and Ivy, so that's pretty nice. And Foster Orlando. So this is actually where we started making our move here. All right, so at the halfway point, we are actually in a convincing lead by about 50-ish points, 54. And so Summer McIntosh is currently leading the MVP scoring with 40 points. So let's now simulate to event number 30. So about the halfway point of day 2. And looks like our lead actually shrunk a little bit. So now it's about 45 points. So hopefully we do not choke it. So let's go to event number 35. So that's the mixed medley relay. After event number 35, and we are just holding our lead. So now it's down to 39-ish points. And Cali Condors are actually making a run here. So let's simulate event by event. So event 36, this is the Summer McIntosh show and the Leah Smith show right there, getting 1-2 finish, and now we're back up by 50 points. So let's simulate another event. And Carson Foster comes up really big right there, going at 351.98. That's actually, I think that might actually be a world record there. And then Jake Foster as well, getting 3rd place, still getting jackpotted. So now it looks like we're about to run away with this. So let's just hope we just don't completely choke here. 55 skins, Kate Douglas in this. So there's no chance we're going to choke this. No chance. I mean, Cali got a big score there, but. And then let's do one more event. And we don't actually get that many points in the skins, but it doesn't matter because we are the 2024 champion, ISL champions. Caleb Dressel gets the finals MVP. Carson Foster gets 67 points in that match. And I want to look at the box score for this match. So Carson Foster was 67 points, Douglas with 65, and then Summer McIntosh with 61. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this rebuild. This is a really stacked team with Douglas, McIntosh, Carson Foster, and Elent, and then everyone else as well. All the role players were really good in this rebuild. Yeah, so that's gonna be it for me. Thanks for watching the video, and see you guys in the next video.